You collected 140 tons of clothes in 10 days.
Correct. I know it's unbelievable, but the Assyrians are unbelievable too. And when we want to do something, we do it. And Jesse, it was really one of the biggest highlights in my life. Not because we collected 140 tons. No, it was because we were sticking together like a big family.
Shlomo and Shlama, dear podcast family, it's Jessie, and I'm wishing you a wonderful and safe time this Christmas with your friends and your family. This year was very challenging, but let's also not forget to reflect and think about all the positive things we witnessed this year. For example, great podcasts. Anyway, I'm so thrilled to bring you a new episode from my beloved country, Germany. And today's guest is not only a role model for me, but also a good friend. Petrus Afrem-Barsom is the chairman of Suryoye Ruhrgebiet, the cultural association in the area of Ruhr in Germany. He's also one of the driving forces in the organization Save Our Souls 1915.de, or in short, SOS. SOS is a humanitarian aid organization that is active in Syria, Iraq, Turkey, Lebanon, and in other countries. They started off as an activist group to bring awareness to the genocide of 1915 in Germany. And let me tell you, their methods are unconventional, creative, and sometimes they take a lot of courage too. In this episode, I talk with Petrus about his upbringing in Germany, the mission of his organization, and how he thinks other organizations across the globe can work to benefit our nation. Support for this week's episode of the Assyrian Podcast is brought to you by Tony Kalakorakis and the injury lawyers of Illinois and New York. If you know anyone that has been in a serious accident, please reach out to Tony Kalakorakis. Tony has been recognized as a top 40 lawyer and a rising star by Super Lawyers publication and has obtained multiple multi-million-dollar awards. Tony can be reached at injuryrights.com or 847-982-9516. And now, let's hear from Petrus. Welcome, Petrus, to the Assyrian Podcast.
Hey, Jesse, thank you for having me.
Petrus, before we start talking about all the volunteering that you did, I would like to know more about your upbringing. Where is your family from and where were you born and raised?
Yeah, my family is from Turabdin in Turkey, from the village of Ha. But originally my grandfather is born in Syria, in Greyaiser. And we have roots in Homs also. And before that, my grandfather told us from the Nineveh Plains.
Oh, wow. And when did they move to Germany?
My parents moved to Germany at the end of the 17th. At first my father, 1 year later my mother. Yeah, with my older sister and brother.
Was that the time where all the people from Turabdin came here with Turkish guest workers?
That's not correct. Not in the case of my parents. It was a time where the most of the Assyrians are coming from Turabdin. But my father was before in the prison in Turkey because the Turkish police thought he's a Kurdish PKK fighter.
Oh, PKK, you mean the Kurdish Worker Party?
Yes, right. So my father was farmer and a shepherd and has also a gun, and they thought he's a PKK fighter. So they get him in the jail. After that he getting out with friends and fled to Germany. And after that my mother too. Yeah, after my mother moved also to Germany with my oldest brother and sister.
She's from the same village?
Yes.
Okay.
She was the prettiest one in the village.
Oh, well, my grandmother was the prettiest in Azov, but it's okay.
Yeah, so after that, my next older brother was born, and after that, me in 1982, born in Duisburg. It's a famous city for industrial Steel and Coal. It's in North Rhine-Westphalia. Maybe you know it.
One of the northern states in Germany.
Northwest states.
Yes.
Close to the Netherlands. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was raised in this city and also went to school there.
Did you study? Did you went to a university?
First of all, I became tax advisor, and after that I went for further studies, and now I became tax advisor for the government of my department.
Petrus, I know you as a person that is very connected to your roots, your cultural identity, and I was thinking, were you raised like that? Like in a typical Assyrian patriotic family, or how did that happen?
Jesse, I don't know, because my parents weren't so much patriotic in the teenage age, but they taught us the Assyrian Aramaic language as children. After that, my oldest brother get interested in our roots and history, and so they taught us also about our history as younger brothers and sisters, and also my parents with us. So for example, when my brothers and sisters learned new Assyrian words, they told also my parents these words, and so we complete each other with our language and getting better and better at the last 10-15 years together as family.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's really fantastic, because my parents also know many old Assyrian words we didn't hear before. So my brothers read so many books with Assyrian words, new words. I think now we are talking a good Assyrian at home. We have rules at home, language rules.
Okay.
When we are at home, it's only Assyrian. So if we don't know one word in Assyrian, okay, that's no problem. You can say it in German, and the other one, or he translated in Assyrian. So you try your best, and if you don't know the word, the other one maybe can complete you too.
Wow. So it's like strict rules. When we're at home, we're going to speak Assyrian. You can only speak another language when you're outside of the home.
Yeah, correct. Actually, we are talking fluently in German and Assyrian. It's no problem for us. Also, the children of my brothers and sisters are talking fluently Assyrian.
Great job.
Thank you. And to be honest, Jesse, at the age before I was 16, 17, 18 years old, I wasn't so much interested in our culture and language also, because I have so much German and other friends. But the contact with other teenagers who were a few years older than us in our city,
Assyrian teenagers,
yeah, who founded a culture club, were like role models, also like my older brothers for me, and I get more interested with the time. The history, for the culture, for our language. I was inspired from them because I saw them like older brothers, and for me they were really role models, and they tried to share with me their knowledge also, yeah, and tried to be a part of the culture club. This was for me as a young boy a little bit new, but it was good because I found new brothers and sisters in the culture club, and yeah, really like second family, like really good friends. And yeah, and by the time I was learning more, I get more responsibility from them. I getting bigger role with the time, and this was very important part in my history. And they showed me that it's really important to show the new generation the next steps, what they have to do for the teenagers in our culture club. So I've been also role model for youngers.
Yes, I totally agree with you. If we give our young people more responsibilities, make them a part of something, they will have this feeling, oh, I cannot let them down because I'm part of it. If you just tell them what to do, they maybe do it once, maybe they do it twice, but then you will never see them again. And they will not have the feeling that, oh, we built this together.
That's right. You have to give them more freedom so they grow up better. They are more powerful than before because they show what they can do.
Petrus, I know that you're a very active person in the organization of Save All Souls, which we will talk more about in depth later. But tell us a little bit more about the different types of organizations that you joined throughout your life.
I told you about the culture club in my town, in my city. Yeah, Suryoye Ruhrgebiet is the cultural club of my community in the area of Ruhr. It's in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. Since the year of 2003, I am the chairman, but not because I wanted. It's because nobody else wanted to do it, and we needed somebody for this position and for this cultural club. And at the end, I said that I would do it to not lose our cultural club, because we had so many memories together with this cultural club. And the older generation was married, moved away, and didn't have so much time. And I was one of the next generation, and we didn't want to lose it. So at the end, I agree that I would do the job. And so we...
Are you happy with the decision that you made?
Yes, of course. At the end, no, not at the end. At the first day, I was happy, because every time in all these years I had a good team around me with other good volunteers and board members, and I think we did a good job together. Different kind of activities like cultural and intercultural festivals, football or volleyball tournaments, projects for immigrants like language courses for the people coming from Syria and Iraq, and so much other things.
I think I even heard that you have a kindergarten now?
Yeah, that's right. Since last year, September 2019, we get the opening for our own kindergarten.
A kindergarten for Assyrians?
Yeah, especially for our Assyrian children. So
it's a big deal.
Yeah, I know. That's the first and only one in Germany. We have, I think, like around 20 children. And I think it will be more and more in the next time, because other families hear about our kindergarten. It's one time in the week, every Saturday, learning the language, culture, dancing, alphabet in the Assyrian and also in German. So we try to help them to learn both languages. They need to learn the German language also, the Assyrian language too. So we think that's very important to have this. This was one idea of the parents of the children. And with our cultural club, we have the capacity in our culture club. They learned to pray together in Aramaic before they eat something. They can count and say the alphabet. So we have, for example, children, they are 2 years old and they can say fluently the complete alphabet.
Oh God, I'm 27 and I don't know. Oh man, that's so beautiful to hear, Petrus. Like that, it's such a success. It's really needed here. You said it. It's the first of its kind. Hopefully, there will be more in Germany.
Yeah, we also hope, and we try to motivate other cities to adopt the system. We are the pioneers in Germany for this, and we wanted that other ones make a copy of this, because you only need a few lovely volunteers, actually parents or teenagers who wants to spend the time with the kids, and we will make our program for this more and more after time. So now it's one time in the week, and at the next months we will, because we are so much children now, so we prepare another room for the children, and after that we will have program for the afternoon for children who are in the school and needed help for their homeworks.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So this is the next step. Yeah, so we try to offer more and more things for the different ages. So more kids and children join us.
Great. Can you tell me how old you were back then when you became the chairman and took all the responsibility?
I was at the beginning at the 20s.
No way.
Yes, of course.
That's huge. Like the future of a cultural club on your shoulders.
That's right. But don't forget, the culture club at this time was not so big like now.
How many members?
Maybe we were 20 or 30 teenagers. At first we start with teenagers only.
But still, Petrus, like in this age, I can just speak for myself. I was still on the way figuring out my identity, and to be a role model at this age for so many other younger people, that is a lot of responsibility. So, wow, my respect, seriously.
Thank you. And how I said, at first we were maybe 20 or 30 teenagers. But now we included the families and the children also in our club, culture club. So now you can say the members are counting like 400 or 500 altogether. For example, our last summer festival, we have more than 250 people.
So you were talking about Suryoye Ruhrgebiet. Is there any other association, organization that you joined?
Yeah, at 2005, other Syrians and me founded Suryoye for India. It's a humanitarian aid organization, especially for our people in India and Kerala. We saw so many poor people there.
Oh, you went there before?
Yes, I was there in 2004, and another youth group was in 2005 there. And these two groups were thinking what they can do for the people there. So 2005 we founded together this humanitarian aid organization for our people there.
Mm-hmm.
The most of them are from the Syriac Orthodox Church, but also the other churches are represented there, like the Assyrian Church or the Chaldean Church, Syrian Catholic Church.
But when you say Suryoye for India, they're not ethnically Suryoye, right? They are included in our churches. They are, as you said, Syriac Orthodox Christians from Assyrian Church of the East, etc., etc. But most of them are not ethnically Assyrians, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. The most of them are not anymore 100% Assyrians, but there's a small community. They call them Knanoye or Knanaya. They are around 100,000 people. This small community of Knanoye never mixed with other people. They are around 100,000. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that they never mix with other people. These community of 100,000 are originally from Turabdin, and the other 2.5 million they mix with other one, but they
like Indians that converted to our churches, you mean?
for example, or Knanoe who married other ones, so they are out of this small community.
Yes. And you saw the poor people and you collected money, and brought donations to them, or how did that work within Suryoye for India?
We founded water wells in small villages. We helped orphanages for boys, girls, and handicapped children. Also, like food packages or medical help. For example, there is a medical center in India. It's also sponsored by the Club of Suryoye for India. But in the last years, it's getting lesser than the other years because we have so much people in Beth Nahrin, in Syria and Iraq, because of the war and fleeing people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and other than that, I was also in the Central Council of Assyrians in Germany. It was a short time, but I was also for, I think, 2 years there. And I was one of the board members and the treasurer there. Yeah, and of course, AGM, I think you know it. It's our Assyrian Youth Federation of Central Europe. Since the beginning also there, 2003, Oh, sorry, 2002. And my role is I try to help when I can.
Beautiful. Petrus, let's talk about Save Our Souls 1915. Because I actually met you through one of the protests back in 2014, and I truly believe it's the biggest accomplishment that you and your friends achieved so far. Would you agree?
Yeah, of course, Jesse. I absolutely agree with you. Save Our Souls is a big deal, and we all can be proud of this, how it became what it is today.
And so for the listeners, can you explain what SOS is about? Who initiated SOS and how did it even start?
Save Our Souls is a humanitarian aid organization. We served refugees in Germany and the Middle East, but especially Syria, Iraq and Lebanon. Initially, it started in the beginning of February 2014 with a media workshop by the Assyrian Youth Federation of Central Europe. And just a few young people met and tried to figure out a way how we can bring awareness to the genocide of 1915. It was barely presented in the media back then.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to fight for its recognition in Germany.
Yeah.
And that was what we did until suddenly ISIS invaded Mosul and our people in Iraq and Syria needed us. So we had to shift to humanitarian aid because it was urgent, and until now we do both. Humanitarian aid and bring in awareness to 1915.
That's actually a very interesting development because here you are trying to bring awareness to a genocide that was already in the past. And suddenly your people are standing in front of a new genocide and you have to shift and focus now on the present to not let 1915 to be repeated again. That's very interesting, because that just proves to me if we don't deal with the past, things like that can always happen again and again and again. And they do. They do. How many activists does SOS have? Like, who are the members? Are they all Assyrians?
We have around 500 activists. Not everyone is Assyrian, but the most of them are Assyrians, Syriacs, Chaldeans, Armenians, Germans, and a few of other nationalities.
So even Germans are...
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
We have German friends and they participate because they feel with us our pain and they try to do something right.
500 activists is actually a very impressive number. I really like how this is a mixed group. I personally believe we can learn so much from each other. Like we can learn from the Armenians can learn from us. And so we're helping each other to deal with the past. And I love how Germans, feel also responsible to make things right and to recognize a genocide that not directly affected their people, but their people were connected to it. That's very powerful. So Petrus, now I want to tell the listeners a scenario, okay? Imagine it's Wednesday night and you are sitting comfortably on your couch watching a television show on one of the top German TV channels. The speaker is talking about customer reviews and suddenly a random dude with a white shirt that says 1915 is interrupting everything. Suddenly there are more people now in front of the camera and the bodyguard catches one of the guys and wants to push him outside of the studio, but the other guy made it and reached the TV host and makes clear that they come in peace, and so the troublemakers are allowed to stay and explain themselves on national television. Petrus, does that sound familiar?
Yes. But actually they pushed me on the floor. Oh my god, yeah.
I remember this so clearly. When I saw the video, I was freaking out. I was celebrating, and then I feared for you because I saw them pushing you, and suddenly there was a bodyguard, and then I already have problems to interrupt somebody in a conversation, and you are interrupting a whole show on national television. Can you tell us what was that even about?
The show or our action?
Your action.
Yeah, our action was because we wanted to let them know about this theme, 1915, because nobody in the media was talking about this genocide. And yeah, I can remember that my brother and me, we were learning the text before the TV show.
In the car?
Yeah, it's in the car on the way to the TV show.
Well, very well organized.
And not really good, but nobody wants to do it. Only my brother and me, we learned. Actually, I was the speaker, but when they kicked me down, like a football player, and my face was scratching the floor, my brother get this part, and he tried to remember the text, and because they kicked me out of the studio, he also was asking them where his brother is.
Yes, I remember. He looked very worried. He already reached the TV host, and he said, "Yeah, but before I start, what happened with my brother?"
Yeah.
And then the TV host said, "You're fine, right?"
Yeah, he said, "Let him come in down to me," and I said to the bodyguard, "You can hear it?" He said, "I can come inside." He said, "No, you stay here." And I was trying to catch my breath, and when I was hearing my brother was talking in the microphone, I was so happy and smiling inside myself.
Yeah.
So I knew that we get what we want.
So the action didn't fail because your brother just took the initiative and reacted fast and said the text that you learned.
Yes, I'm so proud of him.
Wow.
He did it.
Yeah.
He did it really good. And yes, the TV show had, I think, more than 6 million follower live. And at the next day, we were at the news.
Activists storming TV show.
Yeah, the newspapers, the media newspapers, all of them were full. We were at this night or at this day, we were the number one of the headlines. And I think we did a good job together. And I have to say something to our girls, because we were 11 girls and only 4 guys or boys. So I have to say it, I'm very proud of our girls, because we asked so many boys before, and before we stormed the TV show, so many of them say what kind of bravehearts they are.
Yeah.
But at the minute we need them, they...
Suddenly you didn't see them and they took a step back?
Yes, and the girls not. They are the really heroes.
See, we are the backbone of the civilization.
Yes, I have so much respect, because the girls are more powerful than the boys. At this moment I realize that how many power our girls have. And really...
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, of course. I think if you would be there in this moment, you would also stay standing with us there.
Hell, I would grab the microphone. No, I wouldn't. Actually, I don't know. Like, I know you guys private, and when I saw your face on the TV show, like, you can clearly see you're really nervous. Like, this is a big deal. You could go to jail.
Yes, of course. Especially... some of us who had good jobs. For example, me, I was working at the government. We have also other ones who are teachers at school. And we are really thinking about that. It was risky because maybe we would lost our jobs. But all of us, we knew what we have to do in this moment. And we know that our mission is more than our jobs. But let me tell you something before that happened, because we talked before that together. We were 15 persons, and we said we have to stand up by one signal together and open our jackets or pull out our pullover and show our shirts.
When you look at the website, all the genocide information would come?
Yeah, you didn't see it before. We sit down in small groups, everyone in another section of this studio, and at the same sign, the sign was when I stand up, then everyone else have to stay also and have to go in front of the studio to the host. So we knew that there are a few bodyguards, but they are not 15.
Mm-hmm.
And we were 15.
Yes.
So we know if they catch somebody of us, one of the others can go through the bodyguards and standing by the host and maybe get a microphone and can talk.
Yeah.
And yeah, it works.
I'm so impressed.
To be honest, Jesse, we were really afraid of this. I don't think that we are heroes in this moment for us. We
Afraid as in like I will pee in my pants afraid?
Yes, of course. Yes, but we knew what we have to do in this moment, and I can't remember how I take my breath. I don't remember because it was like
Adrenaline?
yeah, and like a movie. It was like I went out of my body and through, and then was a second I was standing in front of the host, and I was looking in his eyes, and I see he was more afraid than me, and I raised my hands up and tried to show the host that I have no weapons with me, because I saw he was so afraid of us. And at this moment I was raising my hands, I feel only a knocking down from one of the
the bodyguard that knocked you down. Yeah.
Yes, and so I was kissing the floor, and the rest was history. Yeah,
that is an incredible story. I think your future kids will appreciate that bedtime story, because that is something you can be so proud of yourself. And thank you for doing that, really. So are there any other actions of Save Our Souls that were about bringing attention to the genocide 1915 that you wanted to point out?
Okay, so we organized a lot of big rallies and protests all over Germany, and even in front of the German parliament. Then we had a Twitter campaign. Basically, we told all our activists of us to start a conversation and tagging all important politicians. And actually, a lot of them answered us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When we ask on recognition and other topics, yeah.
How many Twitter messages?
I think more than 100,000.
Wow.
With our Twitter group. We have a special Twitter group. Our Twitter, we call them Twitter Army. And so we pushed out more than 100,000 messages. We also reach attention in different newspapers, media outlets. We not only reach out politicians, we reach also out stars and other important people like sports stars, actors, and other one. And also at the voting for the genocide resolution, we were part of the delegation at the German parliament.
Oh, wow. You have very different ways of bringing attention to this matter.
Yes, we did also something else very provocative.
Okay, what was it?
We were part of the third biggest carnival in Germany, in Mainz.
Carnival?
Yes. And maybe you are asking why carnival? Is it not a day
to celebrate and to laugh,
having
to
fun,
dress up as like funny things?
Yes, that's true. But you can also try to make political statements in the shows.
Okay, so what did you do?
You know Erdogan?
Yeah, the Turkish president.
Yes, the Turkish president and the Turkish Pinocchio. Maybe you heard of this.
Because he's lying so much?
Yeah, and he has, in our political statement, he has a long nose, like Pinocchio, because he is a liar.
What do you mean, like you created his face?
We create his head, and his nose was, I don't know, more than 2 or 3 meters long, like Pinocchio, because he was lying.
Okay, just for the listeners, so at Carnival, there's usually a show with cars that have big figures on it. And you apparently did a huge Erdogan face with this long nose.
Yeah.
As in like, oh, he's lying about the genocide?
You have trucks with different figures, motifs, political statements, and we choose the Turkish president for this. And he's lying about the genocide 1915 and said it never happened.
What material did you use?
The material is styrofoam, and we had a artist. He's also someone who don't like Erdogan. It was a pleasure for him to create this figure for us.
Did it also reach any media outlets?
Yeah, it was also live in the television, and we reached a few million people again because they were watching, and it was funny, and this was it was our message to Turkey.
What about the humanitarian aid part of SOS?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, we had to switch from bringing awareness to giving humanitarian aid. In the middle of 2014, Jesse, ISIS was invading Mosul and Shingal. We realized that our people will face winter in a few months.
Yeah, because they were living in tents, right?
Yes, and so we had to act fast. Our idea was to bring clothes with a truck company to Iraq.
Instead of sending money, you sent clothes.
Because we were a new organization, we had no money, but the people had clothes and they were ready to give us to help the people in need. And if you think about it, it's a really crazy idea.
Yes.
To drive with a truck from Germany to Iraq. Everyone told us, don't do it. It's not possible to drive with trucks to Iraq and bring clothes there. And no one of German organizations wanted to cooperate with us. We were alone.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know we are Assyrians.
Yeah.
And
what?
We are stubborn. And so we just did it. We organized 34 collection points all over Germany and gathered 140 tons.
How long did you collect it?
10 days.
You collected 140 tons of clothes in 10 days.
Correct. I know it's unbelievable, but the Assyrians are unbelievable too. And when we want to do something, we do it. And Jesse, it was really one of the biggest highlights in my life. Not because we collected 140 tons. No, it was because we were sticking together like a big family. No difference what you call yourself. If you are part of this church or of the other church. At this moment, I realized we are one people with one voice, with one power. ISIS showed us that they see in us one people.
What do you mean?
They make no difference between us. They try to kill all of us.
Wow, that's very powerful. That was Iraq and Syria. You also mentioned you did work in other countries like Lebanon. And with the recent blast, that becomes even more important. What exactly are you doing in Lebanon?
For example, in Lebanon, we founded a polyclinic with a partner organization Demand for Action. And we gave food packages to families in need.
What is this polyclinic about?
I tried to explain what a polyclinic is.
Yes.
If you go to the doctor is only for one theme. And at the polyclinic, you have different rooms and different doctors. In every room is another doctor.
So all in one?
All in one.
So refugees, Assyrian families, they can go to the polyclinic and do they have to pay, or is this for free? If I am a family in need and I go to the clinic, do I get service right away?
Yeah, the most of them are refugees from Iraq and Syria. The most of the services are free, but sometimes they have to pay small bills.
That's really helpful. How do you collect money besides as an individual, donating money directly to you? Are there any other initiatives, actions that you do to collect money?
We like to choose creative ways to collect money. For example, the charity concerts, what we did the last years to the Christmas time. For example, the charity concerts in the church. We have very talented singers. They could sing American Idol or something like that. But also they are singing on streets and...
As they do street music and collect money?
Yeah, also.
Wow.
And the people are giving them donations. And we have booths at events and on shopping streets. And very important, we have our donation boxes. We have around about 350 in all over Germany in different businesses.
Like an owner of a business can have a box and they collect the money for you.
Yes, but not his money. It's the money of the people who coming inside his business.
Yeah.
So, for example, they buying something, he getting money back. So there are coins, and they threw it inside the donation box.
Yeah, they put the change into the box because it's just a few coins.
Yes,
and it's
right.
adding up, and then you have a large amount to donate.
Yeah, maybe you are thinking, oh, that's our very small coins, but you have to think the box will fill, and we have 350 of them. So at the end, this is one of the important money maker for our organization to continue our work. And also I think that's a really good idea, which can adopt it from other Assyrians all around the world, and especially in America, to make the same concept in their countries.
So you're saying other people should adopt the idea of donation boxes, have them in their stores.
Perfect. Yes, that's right. And they don't need to send us this money. I think we have great organizations in America who can adopt this idea with the donation boxes, like Assyrian Aid Society, Shlama Foundation, Etuti, or others. They don't need to send us the money. They can collect the money by themselves, and what the important thing is that they do it and send the money for our people in the homeland. We can do so many projects together. It doesn't matter which organization. The most important thing is that we do it. And I would like to ask you something. Why we should collect the money only from our people?
Yeah.
With this kind of collecting money, we can get money from foreign people. They are not Assyrian, and helping our people also with this. I think we are not so many people on this world. And I know we are helping every time with open hand for our people. But why we should not use the power of the foreign people too for us?
Yeah, you're right.
So, Jesse, if it's possible, I would like to make an appeal. I would like to say everyone who is listening to our podcast now, who is thinking he or she is a real Assyrian patriot, show us. I want you to think about this idea to adopt for your organization, and taking this idea of the donation boxes, help our people in our homeland. If everyone will do it, we can reach more people and help more powerful our people in our homeland.
We reached the end of the interview, and I just wanted to ask you if you have any other last words to our listeners that you want to share with us.
First of all, I would like to say thank you because you gave me the chance to talk to our people, and I would like to say thanks to our volunteers in all of our organizations, not only at Save Our Souls. I would like to say thanks to all of our donators who are not forgetting our people in our homeland. And yeah, I wish you also the best. Thank you for your great work, different ways for our people. And yeah.
Thank you, Petrus. I wish you also all the best for your future. I hope Save Our Souls stays successful as always. And I think you're such a great role model for future generations. They can learn a lot from you. So thank you for your activism. I know it takes a lot from, each personal life. So thank you for putting all the effort and the time for our people in the homeland.
Taudisagi basim tarava.
Fush bishlomo, pesh bishlama. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, help us out by sharing it on social media or telling someone about it. We appreciate all of your support for the Assyrian Podcast. Have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you next week.